The story of Sanders Candy starts in Germany, where Fred Sanders Schmidt was born. As a young child, his family moved to America and settled in Peru, Illinois. Even as a boy, Fred Sanders, as he came to be known, demonstrated an above-average talent for creating good things to eat. To ensure his son was trained to only prepare fine gourmet confections, Sanders' father, a successful baker, carefully selected a renowned artisan known for creating fine confections back in Germany as the boy's instructor. Sanders perfected his confectionery craft there and even opened his first shop in Frankfurt, Germany in 1868. While overseas, he married Rosa Conrad, and they later returned to America, where he practiced making candy in both Philadelphia and Chicago before eventually setting up shop in Detroit. It was during this time that Schmidt chose to use his middle name Sanders when he went into business, because he didn't want to appear to compete with his father, Albin Schmidt, who had established a thriving bakery business in downstate Illinois. Sanders opened his first confection shop in the U.S. in Chicago, but it was destroyed by the Great Chicago Fire of 1871. According to family lore, Sanders ran ahead of the fire to get home to rescue his pregnant wife. They fled the home, with Sanders pulling his wife in the carriage. The plan was to head east until they found the next major city, which happened to be Detroit, Michigan. In 1875, Fred Sanders opened his first confectionery shop on Woodward Avenue in Detroit. During the early days of the Sanders empire, it was just Fred and his wife Rosa making candy, because Fred was committed to running the business with as little help as possible. This was partly because being thrifty was important to him, but it was also because the young confectioner was not willing to leave the quality of his products in the hands of anyone else. The Pavilion of Sweets, Sanders' most famed confectionery shop, opened on Woodward Avenue in 1891. It had a red and white awning and a tower that made it easily recognizable. It was here that the nation's first ice cream soda was supposedly born, though Sanders is not the only man to stake his claim for inventing the drink. One evening, during the summer of 1876, Sanders ran out of fresh cream for his cream sodas. In an effort to please the store full of eager customers, he used a scoop of ice cream instead. His patrons were thrilled with the taste, and word of the new beverage spread. The substitution of ice cream for regular cream became a customary offering at soda fountains and stores throughout the nation. While there are differing opinions whether Sanders was the first to put ice cream in soda, or if it was somebody else in a different city, there is zero question that he was the first to do so in Detroit. While the ice cream soda was the first signature menu item, Sanders would also become known for its dessert toppings, including hot fudge and classic caramel, using the original recipes that were passed down from generation to generation. Other popular menu items included the hot fudge cream puff, which Sanders still offers in its retail stores, and the bumpy cake, a devil's food cake topped with bumps of buttercream and drenched in chocolate ganache. In 1912, after many years of success and prominence in the chocolate, candy, and ice cream business, Fred decided it was time to pay homage to his father, who had passed away just a few years earlier. Fred, remembering his father's fondness for chocolate devil's food cake, paired this traditional dessert with his confection expertise. After many attempts and long hours, Fred perfected one of the most legendary and original cakes, the chocolate bumpy cake, by combining chocolate devil's food cake with buttercream ridges and then pouring a rich chocolate ganache over the entire baked dessert. The bumpy ridges were actually a happy accident. They were put there after he was running short on buttercream on one of his test runs, and he decided just to put 4 ridges, and everybody loved the idea. After customers kept asking for the cake with the bumps, the name was changed from Devil's Food Buttercream Cake to Chocolate Bumpy Cake, and a dessert icon was born. Unfortunately, Fred Sanders passed away before he saw his creation become an American favorite. Ford Motor Company founder Henry Ford worked for Sanders, which was one of the first companies in Detroit to use electric motors to run equipment. As a new source of technology, the motors would often break down. To remedy this, Fred Sanders hired Henry Ford, a young mechanic who worked at Edison Illuminating Company, before he ended up starting the Ford Motor Company. Before long, Sanders had cornered the candy market in the Motor City. The company started a chain of standalone neighborhood candy stores, some featuring counters that also served light lunches and soda fountain drinks. The chain also expanded into shopping centers, and the Detroit Free Press reported in 1962, when John Sanders, great-grandson of the founder, took over the company from his father, Sanders had 111 stores and more than $20 million a year in sales. However, the real world eventually caught up with the family-owned company, and the 1970s and 80s saw many ups and downs. Trouble began in the 1970s, the Detroit Free Press reported, as Sanders faced increasing competition. The decline became clear when the company closed its flagship downtown store. Sanders ultimately went through several different owners, and at one point, they were forced to file for bankruptcy. Sanders closed most of their lunch counters in their headquarters in Highland Park. The company restructured itself by selling its products directly to grocery stores. The company was purchased in 2002 by the Morley Candy Company, another Michigan-based confectionery firm. And under the new ownership, the Sanders retail outlets and products became making a comeback in the Detroit area. There are actually a number of first and historical tidbits attributed to Sanders. They were one of the first companies in Detroit to be open on Sundays. Although business was good, Fred Sanders did eventually give in to cultural pressure, and he closed his shops on Sundays. They also revolutionized the industry by offering the first carry-out service. Today, Sanders offers its ice cream, topping sauces, and candies in retail stores across the United States. And they provide hand-dipped scoops at their own Sanders chocolate and ice cream shops, located in Michigan. Thanks for watching Memory Mountain. If you enjoyed this video, please click to subscribe to our channel and hit the thumbs up button. Be sure to tap the notification bell so you'll be one of the first to know when we post our next story looking back over the landscape of Americana.